Hello, welcome back, friends. This is Domas covering up the sun so you would see my face, but maybe you don't need to see my face. Don't know. It depends on what you like to see. I don't know if this is related to STPD and schizotypal personality disorder, or it's just an artistic trait, but I'm thinking a lot about negative self-image. Maybe it's more related to being a dependent person, like an addict, or I liked what I heard somebody said yesterday on one reel that I watched, that said that maybe addiction could be renamed into bond, because you bond with substance, or you bond with people, and when you don't feel isolated, you feel the bond with people. Sometimes you can feel the bond with isolation, and that is, I guess what you call a negative bond, because bond, I just realized that cigarettes are called bond. One of the cigarette kinds is called bond, and that's interesting because cigarettes are addictive. So I just had my friend, my colleague, I guess I could say, or collaborator in my house, and we just picked some artworks for her gallery, or shall I say, we made those works for our gallery because we took some drawings of mine, which were quite big, and we just cut some pieces out of that drawing or painting. And she was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." One of my favorite artists, Jean-Michel Basquiat, did that. He would cut and paste pieces of his artwork onto other artworks, and he would cut out pieces of the canvas sometimes. And I saw it as that, just like taking it out and replacing it with something else. And I thought that that's quite an interesting metaphor as well, like taking out pieces of one context and placing them into the other, and seeing how that will work. So that was interesting, and she was like, "I feel quite positive about this venture," and I liked her positivity a lot, because I have like a negative self-image of myself, or sometimes I have too positive self-image. But when it's to do with other people, I always tend to like put myself down rather than pull myself up. I tend to show myself as not worthy, maybe, but that's not very attractive, is it? So I should really change that somehow into something that's more positive, because I heard somebody it was in a movie that I didn't finish watching. I think it's called Drop, and it's a thriller. And there was one woman that was a therapist, and she was having a Skype chat or Zoom chat with another patient, and she was saying that she feels worthless, and she said, okay, now turn on the camera so you wouldn't see my face, but you would see your own face. And she did that, and she was like, now say to this person who has gone through a lot in her life that they're worthless. Try it. And she just started smiling, and she couldn't do it because she had to say it to her face, to her own face, and she couldn't do it because I'm looking at myself now, and I'm like, this person's got history, this person's done a lot of work in the world and with themselves, and still doing that work every day. I guess doing these videos is work, and I'm trying to dig deep into the subjects that are not necessarily comfortable, and I'm exploring them with you guys. So kind of by opening up, and this opening up process is also opens me up to a lot of like shame and guilt, and if I can say to you that I feel ashamed of myself quite often and guilty, then you can maybe connect with that too, and that guilt or that shame sometimes is not based on anything, it's just whatever, it's just like old traumas resurfacing, old events resurfacing, like some things that are just out of my hands, they're out of my league. Like I don't interact with them. Like I can't interact with them on a day-to-day basis. Like in terms of like I can't change them, But facing that shadow, facing that Jungian shadow, all those feelings that we don't want to face, all those feelings that we push down to the shadow, to the dark side. If we see those, if we bring them up somehow, and maybe that's what's happening on a day-to-day basis when they keep coming up. It's like, do you like what you're seeing? Like me choosing to do a job where I would have to face a lot of people like on a day-to-day basis. Maybe that's digging into my shadow, because I'm not running away from my fear. Like Carl Jung said, one doesn't become enlightened by imagining figures of life, but by making the darkness conscious. And I think that that's a really good quote by Carl Gustav Jung. You bring them into light. You bring them to show to others, or not necessarily others. Maybe I'm thinking about others too much, like other people, like not myself, but other people. And I should think more about me and how I feel about certain things. And I think that this next stage in my life that is about to begin sooner rather than later, I think it will be something to do with facing those fears, like shame and guilt and feeling like I haven't deserved something or I haven't done enough. We all are worth something. We all are worth not just something, but we all deserve what we're getting, like some way or another. Maybe we had it in our past lives, like we did something that we deserve to be in a place where we are now, or when people say good things to you, you shouldn't deny those things. You should acknowledge them and appreciate them, because we are all worth it. So that's my thoughts for today. Just had a nice time with my friend, just picking artworks for her gallery or for the exhibition, and for printmaking basically. And she just chose like a lot of like colorful, I don't know, like abstract areas, which I was thinking that is nothing, but she saw something in it, and I just realized that I need to not deny those parts, but dig deeper in those parts where I think that there is nothing, always just nothing. Like I just draw something from my head and it's just nothing, and it's like, it's not nothing, it's there. There's the proof that it's there, because it's right there on paper, that I made the decision to use this color or this color, and they all collided into this, I don't know, like by accident or not, but they collided into a new kind of piece. Like, I don't know, my favorite artist, like Basquiat, the way he was doing things, it seemed like it was really, it looks like it's random, but it's not random at all. Like, a lot of things are placed there for a reason, and maybe there's some randomness in it, but not everything is random. Like, maybe nothing is random, and it's all meant to be the way it's happening. So I want to thank you for being here, for being on this planet, for being here with me, and I want to wish you a great day. Whatever you do, enjoy the sunshine or the rain or the snow or whatever you're having around you. You deserve the best. You deserve what you're experiencing. You deserve it in a good sense and in a bad sense. Like, if it's bad, then there's a lesson in it for sure, and that's good. So one way or another, it's good, and enjoy it. Sometimes it's hard to enjoy good things. Like, to me, sometimes it's really hard, but somehow we gotta enjoy it. We don't have to enjoy it, but we have to experience it. So let's experience it, enjoy, I guess. That would be more fun. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Have a good week that's coming. Keep digging into your past. Keep digging into your self-knowledge and subconscious, and you will eventually get somewhere. Every day you can get a bit further and further. So make sure you do that work, because it's worth it. And you're worth it. You're worth everything that you have in your life, and everything that you are. You're worth it. So I appreciate you. Have a blessed day. Take care. Peace.